At a special council meeting last week, Cornwall City Council approved a new business loan program for small businesses in the city of Cornwall. Joining me now to speak more about the program is Bob Peters from Economic Development. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you.
So first off, let's talk a little bit about the program and why the city felt the need to start it in the first place.
Yeah, and the need, I think, is relatively obvious. For the last several weeks now, many of our small businesses have been significantly disrupted, and with operations in many cases having to cease their normal standard of operations. With closing restaurants, and the impacts have been felt in accommodations and through small business throughout not only the city but the region. But looking after city businesses is something that council wanted to do. And so the Cornwall Small Business Emergency Support Loan is a $5,000 interest-free loan that's available in two parts to Cornwall businesses of 25 employees or less. And the first part is an immediate emergency relief portion of $2,500. And the second portion is $2,500 to offset expenses as the businesses transition to a more resilient business model.
And let's elaborate a little bit more on that and some of the changes that maybe businesses are making and can make, and that the second part of the loan money would help with.
Yeah. So we've already seen a number of businesses that have been able to stay open, such as grocery stores and other corner stores, and even some of our drive-through businesses. They've had to make changes, and the most obvious in a grocery store is the installation of plastic barriers or glass barriers between the cashier and the customer. And that's an example of an unexpected and unplanned expense that businesses have had to make. And as business restrictions are lifted, hopefully in the coming weeks, more and more of those businesses are going to have to make that investment and those decisions on how to best accommodate public safety measures. And then we've also seen in businesses that have been forced to close their physical operations, transitioning to an online or an e-commerce model of providing goods and selling goods and services online, and then providing a way of delivering those goods. And so that will involve or require more businesses to make those type of investments. And the funds are there to help them do that, whether it's website development or an e-commerce platform, or, as I mentioned before, physical improvements to their operations.
And when you allude to those unexpected costs, obviously nobody would have planned for this a couple months ago. And we know that, of course, for any business, it's going to hit them. But for those small businesses that this program is aimed for, those unexpected costs could really hit them extra hard, correct?
That's right. And what's unique about this program, there are a number of financial supports available out there from both the federal and the provincial governments. And one of the concerns that we had was that we are creating or businesses are taking on more and more debt. This is an interest-free loan program. If they're able to repay the loan within 2.5 years, then $1,000 of the $5,000 is a forgivable portion. But most importantly, it's the concept of the funds being used to invest and improve their business operations. And we haven't seen a program quite like that right now, and the goal is that our businesses come out of this they're more adapt to change, they're more resilient to challenges, and they have an opportunity to succeed in a new environment that may look significantly different than it did a year ago in terms of what businesses are expected to do in terms of meeting public safety guidelines.
And just to finish off, talk about the effect that this, the benefit that this will have on our economy now and going into whatever the new normal is.
Yeah, I think the immediate impact is an infusion of dollars to help businesses pay their bills, also help businesses hire contractors, and improve their operations, invest in their operations. Those dollars stay within Cornwall, stay within the region. We're supporting that, and council has supported that with deferment of property tax payments, a relaxation of the collection of parking fees downtown. And then we're also, through the Business Enterprise Center, we're also offering a wide number of webinars that also help entrepreneurs and business owners learn best practices. So there's a number of support programs that are out there, and the economy really runs on the backs of small business and their ability to not only support their employees and their customers, but also to support a wide variety of community events and organizations that occur throughout the year. So the quicker we can get that sector back on its feet and running and being able to really service the needs of the community, the better.
Absolutely. And on that note, Bob, I'd like to thank you very much for joining me. And of course, if anybody has any further questions or want to apply, all the information they need is on the City of Cornwall website. On that note, thank you so much for joining me.
Right, on choosecornwall.ca.